Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Power Behind the Sales. I just got off the phone with a vendor that I'm working to get a special rate for people that are looking for virtual assistant services. Every time I talk to someone, they don't know how to do websites or they don't know how to do email marketing or social media, whatever it is. I use a VA all the time. I wanted to pass on the VA services to people I work with and get them the kind of rate that they could afford. So anyway, that's beside the story. While I'm on the phone with this person, she tells me that her dad told her as she was growing up that knowledge is power. Have you heard that before? Knowledge is power. And I told her, I don't think that's true. Now, I'm not saying it's not a great saying. I'm not saying I didn't hear that saying all the time when I was being brought up. But here's an example of it. You have a guy over here that can read a book. They know how to read. You put a book in their hand. They could read the book because they know how to read. Over here, you got a guy that has never read, wasn't taught to read, doesn't know how to read. How, if the guy that can read never reads, he's no better off than the person who doesn't know how to read. Knowledge is not power. I'm not saying that having knowledge doesn't give us the resources to be more powerful or to gain more power or to pass on power. But knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. We have to actually do something with our knowledge. And that's the biggest problem most people have is they don't do. They become knowledgeable. In fact, salespeople do that all the time. They bore people all the time. It's called fatigue. It's called product fatigue. They bore people all the time with all the deep knowledge that they have about a product. But they never act on the relationships you need to develop. I'm not saying knowledge isn't good. Don't get off this video and think, well, that guy's a moron. Maybe I am. But knowledge in and of itself is not power. It's interesting. I like to get knowledge. I like learning things. Some people learn just for the sake of learning. But knowledge in and of itself isn't power. The power is in acting and doing something with that knowledge. There's two ways we learn. You can learn by knowledge and you can learn by wisdom. Knowledge is learning from your own mistakes. That's costly and time consuming. Wisdom is learning from the mistakes of others. I find people that have accomplished what I want to accomplish, and I make an effort to replicate what they do. I might adjust it to fit my sales personality or my work style or whatever that is, but I try to replicate that. So remember, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power, and you have to act on it. Click on the subscribe button here below. Make sure you mark that little alarm clock so you get notified every time I put a video on there. Type in the box here below any of your questions. Let me have an idea of what you think knowledge is. When you have acted on knowledge and it worked out. When you didn't act on knowledge and it didn't work out. Look at my colors all popped up. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care.